Okay, this is the neuro exam. We're going to start with the cranial nerve. So I would start with cranial nerve 1, which is olfactory. So I would have you plug one side of your nose, close your eyes, and then I'd have you smell something, and you should tell me the smell. I'd make it obvious, like coffee or banana, and I would do that on both nares. Optic, we would do visual acuity with the Snellen or Jagger chart, and then I could do confrontation. So I'm going to have you cover one eye. And then you're going to tell me how many fingers.
2, 3.
Good, okay. And then we would do color vision using the chart, and then optic nerve, I could look at the red reflex with my ophthalmoscope. The next set of cranial nerves are 3, which is oculomotor, 4, which is trochlear, and 6, which is abducens. So we would do the cover test. So I'm going to have you cover one eye. I'm going to have you stare at an object behind me. And then when you uncover your other eye, keep staring at that same object. Ready? Go. Good. And her pupil constricted it, did what it's supposed to do. And then I'm going to look at her cardinal signs of gaze. So again, just stare at my finger. Don't move your head. Good, she's able to track all 6. And then I would also do convergence with my perla, so I'd see her reaction to light, and then I'd have you stare at this. We're going to come right there and get her eyes narrowed in. And then I'm going to do trigeminal, so I start with sensory, so I'm going to have you close your eyes. I want you to tell you what part of your face you feel this on.
Forehead, cheek, chin.
Good, and I would do that on both sides. And then we're going to do the motor part. So I'm going to have you clench your jaw. Good. Then I'm going to have you like that. Good. Good. No popping felt. Next is cranial nerve 7, which is facial. So sensory wise, I would do taste on the anterior 2/3 of her tongue, which would look at salt, sweet, sour, and bitter. And then I would do motor. So I'm going to have you close your eyes, squeeze them tight, open them wide, lift your eyebrows. Good. Smile, frown. Good. Puff out your cheeks. Good. All those are intact. Next is vestibular, cranial nerve number 8. So I would do tests of hearing, which we've already recorded before. So I do the rhyme test, the whisper test, and then the Weber test. 9 is glossopharyngeal. So I would have you stick out your tongue and say ah. Good. And I would just want to make sure her uvula and her palate in the back rise, which they did. Vagus is next, which I won't do to her, but it's a gag reflex. I would put a tongue blade to the back of her throat just to stimulate a gag reflex. Cranial nerve 11 is spinal, so I'm going to have you raise your shoulders. Good. I'm going to have you turn your head side to side against my hand. Good. Go slower. Okay. And then go backwards.
Back.
Yep. And then go forward. Good. Okay. Good. And then 12 is the hypoglossal, so I would have you stick your tongue out. Good. All looks good. Okay, now we're going to go into sensory functions. So primary sensory functions, I would assess upper and lower extremities, but for the sake of time, we're just going to do one. So I just want you to close your eyes, and you're going to tell me where you feel me at.
Left arm.
Good. And then that is a superficial touch. Then I would do superficial pain. You're going to tell me if this is sharp or dull that you feel, okay? So close your eyes.
Sharp.
Good.
Dull.
Good. Okay. And then we would also do temperature if we need to. I would do hot, cold on her. Vibratory, I would take a tuning fork, activate it, and then I would put it on all her bony provinces, starting at the toes, working my way up, and then starting at the fingers and working way up just to make sure she can feel it. And then we do the monofilament testing. So this test for peripheral neuropathy, you do it on the plantar aspect of the foot. And there's 10 sites that you can do it on. You want to just have a seat, Brian, then put your foot up. Oh, yep, that works. So I'm going to do 10 different sides of your foot, and you just tell me if you can feel them. Try to close your eyes.
Yep.
And then you do each of the toes, and then you do one on the dorsal part too. And then I test for peripheral neuropathy. And if they can feel it, then it is negative. Position sense, so I'm going to have you close your eyes and give me your finger. And then I want you to tell me if I'm putting it down or pulling it up. Ready?
Down.
Good. I'm gonna look at your big toe. Same thing. You're gonna tell me if it's down or up. Close your eyes.
Down.
Good. Good, good, good. Okay, stereogenesis. So I'm gonna have you close your eyes. I'm gonna put an object in your hand. You're gonna tell me what it is.
A coin.
Good. Okay, that's good. And then 2-point discrimination. So I'm gonna have you close your eyes again. You're gonna tell me if you feel 1 point or 2 points touching you. Okay. And I would do this on upper and lower extremities.
1, 2.
Okay, perfect. And then graphesthesia, I would have you close your eyes again. Give me your hand. I'm going to draw a letter, and you tell me which one it is.
L.
Good. Okay, so that's good. Then I do reflexes. I would do the abdominal. I'd have her laying supine. I would go from the umbilicus out to each quadrant. You should feel or see the umbilicus move a little bit towards the quadrant you're going to. The cremasteric, I would usually do it only on males. You go, you stroke the inner thigh, proximal to distal, and the testes and the scrotum should shift to that side. And then the plantar, so it would be the Babinski. So I'll have you give me your foot again here, and we're just going to go from the bottom of the foot, out lateral, and then across the heel, and then the plantar flexion is negative with the curling of the toes. Deep tendon reflexes, we would do the bicep. So I would have her arm just kind of relax, and then I would, this is tricep, tricep. I would bang right here, and I'd watch for her arm to react. And then bicep, I would go right here and do the same thing. And then the brachioradial would be down here. Again, 1 to 2 inches above the wrist. Triceps I already did. Patellar, I would do right below the knee. Achilles, I would do right behind the ankle. And ankle clonus, I would quickly dorsiflex her ankle up. And if she had repetitive, rapid movement, that would be positive for ankle clonus, which she does not have. Now some standardized tests. Miranda, I'm going to have you stand up again. I just want you to squat as deep as you can. We're testing your knees here. Good. Okay. Now we're going to assess your gait. So I'm going to have you walk heel to toe as good as you can. Good. Then I'm going to have you turn around and have you walk back just on your toes. Good. Then walk back to me on your heels. Good. Okay. You can back up here so the camera can see us. And I'm going to have you do this. I'm going to have you do ankle to shin, just going up each side. Good. And then I would also have her hop in one place. Next, our standardized tests that we have. So we're going to do pronator drift. So I'm going to have you put your arms out like this. Like this. And then I'm going to have you close your eyes. Good. And if it was positive, you would slowly see her pronate down and one arm would fall, which it does not. Okay, now we're going to do the Romberg test. I'm going to have you just arms at your side, feet in the normal position, and I'm just going to have you close your eyes. I'd watch her for 30 to 60 seconds to see if she sways or falls, and I would be right here to catch her if she did. Good. And then we're going to do nuchal rigidity, so I'm going to actually have you lay down all the way. So the first one, just testing for nuchal rigidity, I would bend her neck up, and if she had pain or resistance to that, that would be positive. And then the next one is the Budinsky, and that is if you do this, flex her neck, and then her hips and her knees involuntary flex up, which they do not. And then the last one is the Kernake. So you flex the knee and the hip right here, and then there would be pain in the lower back or resistance when I go to straighten, which she does not do. So